Hey guys, it's Laura with teachMC. So in this tutorial, I'm just going to be showing you around the site. I'm going to show you all of the different quizzes that we have, all the stock questions that are available to you, the ways that you can distribute those to your students, and the ways that you can have your students participate. So stick around. Okay, so first things first, as usual, you'll need to go and open up a browser. Again, I'm using Google Chrome, but you can use whichever browser you feel most comfortable with. They'll all work equally as well. So go ahead and open up your browser like so, and go to the quizlet.com page. So since this is a tutorial on just everything Quizlet, all of the basics, I think what we'll start with is just signing up. So you have an option to log in or sign up. Select sign up. You can sign in with Facebook if you'd like, or you can create your own unique username. So you'll need to enter your birthday. This is just to make sure that you are a grown-up. We'll say I'm born the 1st of October in 1985. So now you know how old I am. Username, teachLC, password, you don't need to know, and the email address you'd like associated. Agree to the terms of service and sign up. So there we go. You've signed up for a free account. You have an option of signing up for a paid account, Quizlet Plus. That's $15 a year. For what we're using, you don't need that. The only thing that you may want to do that would be necessary with Quizlet Plus is upload your own unique images from your class, and that's something we'll talk about later on in the tutorial. So I do not want to pay for Quizlet Plus, so I will scroll down and click on Continue to Free Quizlet. So here I am. Hello teachLC, welcome to Quizlet. Are you a teacher? Your students would click no, you are a teacher, so we're going to click yes, I'm a teacher. And then this gives you a prompt to learn a little bit more about it from a teacher's perspective. But we're going to skip that for now. You can feel free to explore that on your own if you'd like. What we're going to do is find or create a class. So you can create your own class depending on what it is, or you can find one of ours. Our handle is teachMC, and you can see we have two classes right now. We have a history of mass communication and we have theories of mass communication. I'm going to join both of these classes. So that I am able to access all of the information that we have. So once you've joined the classes, the administrator will get an email saying that you've asked to join, and you will be approved for that right away. So here we are in the History of Mass Communication class. As you can see, there are several sets of questions. These are the stock questions that we provide to you. They're broken down into different categories. We've got history of radio. So you can see all the different questions. We have 23 questions about the history of radio. You can also see miscellaneous mass media. You've got historical dates, and in this one all of the answers are going to be years, so it's more of a timeline feel to it, just to make sure that your students know when important things were happening. You've also got advertising and public relations, history of print media. Currently we're working on a few more. Television is a major one, the internet, social media, and film are history of mass communication sets that we are currently working on. Okay, so now that you've seen what all we've got, I'm going to take you through just one set so you can kind of see the ways that your students are able to use it. So we'll just try out History of Radio down there at the bottom. So the first thing you see is just the flashcard. You can have just one side, the term first or the definition first, or you can do both sides with term and definition. If you've got definition first, you click to flip and it tells you what the answer was. The same is true with the other side. You've also got these arrows. So the right arrow takes you forward, the left arrow takes you back. You can see the number that you're on down here, and you can see how far you've progressed in this status bar. You've also got the option to expand to full screen. You can shrink back to normal size. You've got the option to shuffle everything or put them right back in order. And you've got the option to enable audio. Like that. Now if you scroll down, you've also got the complete list of terms, all 23 together, and the same thing with the audio here.
Who is credited with intentionally sending and detecting the first radio waves?
So you just click and then you can hear it. Over here on the left, this toolbar, you've got some options. You can add set to a class. So say you have your own personal class already and you'd like to add History of Radio to it. You can do that by clicking Add to Class. You can share on Facebook, share on Twitter, and you can link or embed. And linking or embedding is something we have a separate tutorial on if you're interested in learning more about that. So now let's just look at the different ways that teachMC helps your students study. So under the study header, you've got Speller, where you type what you hear.
Clear channel.
So I type clear channel. This one really isn't something that you want for this particular type of learning. I think it's probably better suited to learning languages and things like that, but it's an option, whatever you'd like to do with it. You also have the option to learn. So what does RCA stand for? You just type in what you think it is. If you get it wrong, it tells you what the correct answer is. And if you get it right, it just takes you, it tells you got it right, and you press any key to continue, and it takes you to the next question. Now see, what happened here was I answered correctly with AM, but I didn't include everything that was in the parentheses. Over on the right, you have the option to ignore the things in parentheses. So since I did get this right for my thinking, I can override and say that I was right. So what happens is you continue on and you continue on until you get through all of the terms, and then it lets you cycle back around to get to the terms that you didn't get. So I could show you that right now, but it would take a little bit of time, so we're not going to do that. The next thing you can do is a test. So you can see we've got written, matching, multiple choice, and true-false questions. When grading, ignore these things. So it breaks it down into a test format, which is good for your students to kind of see these the way they would look on a test. And it's nice for you because sometimes they're good questions and you can just take this directly from Quizlet. So you don't have to worry about writing your own tests. So you just answer as you see fit. And then when you're done, check answers. So I got the two I answered right. I got an F, only 10% correct. And it shows you what the correct answers were. And if I'd like to, I can generate a new test. So those are the 3 ways that you can study. A really great option in Quizlet is studying through games. It makes it a little more fun, a little more engaging, and it makes your students a little more likely to actually do it because it feels less like work and more like playing. So the games, you have two options. You have scatter, where it just takes the answers and the terms and mixes them up, and you're supposed to match them up together. So it looks like this. Radio broadcast stands for amplitude modulation. KDKA was the first broadcast. Piece of legislation was the Telecommunications Act. Sarnoff changed from point to point to many. RCA stands for Radio Corporation of America. Duopoly is the ability to own more than one station. Dr. Frank Conrad, and a local channel. So that's what it looks like. You can see someone else has also played this game. So we've got I played, Hatch LC played, and scored 35 seconds. Hochizo played and scored 34 seconds. So you can compete with each other. You can compete with yourself and with other members of the class. And if I wanted to, I could play again, and it would give me a different group of questions and answers. So that's scatter. And the final one is space race. And in space race, the question scrolls across the screen, and I have to type in the answer before it disappears. So what was the first licensed broadcast radio station? KDKA, and you hit enter. And you keep going. You can see you have levels and you have lives. So when I miss 2, my lives will be over and I will lose. And this is the same thing. This is the same thing where you also can compete with other students and compete with yourself. So that is space race. So those are the ways that you can study and the ways you can play games. And this is the same for all of the quiz sets that we have on our teachMC Quizlet. So now that you've seen kind of the basics, I encourage you to check out some of our other tutorials if you're having any questions, if you want to get a little more creative with it. And as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We're always listening. Check out our Twitter, hashtag or at @iTeachMC. Check out our Facebook, teach_MC, and check out our WordPress, teachmc.wordpress.com. You can leave messages for us at any of those 3 sites, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. If you have any concerns or comments or questions, please let us know. And as always, don't forget to teach MC.